Caitlin Clark, the only WNBA player receiving over 500,000 fan votes for the WNBA All-Star game. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, the Fever Four, sitting in the top 10 when it comes to WNBA fan voting for the All-Star game.
What do you get when a fan vote for a single player skyrockets from fewer than 100,000 to over 500,000? You get Caitlin Clark completely redefining the WNBA All-Star experience in 2025. This wasn't just a win, it was an absolute takeover. Clark didn't just lead the voting, she blew it wide open, claiming a jaw-dropping 515,993 votes. But the real story runs deeper. The Indiana Fever, with Clark leading the way, placed 4 of their players in the top 10, an unprecedented team showing. And while all eyes were on who dominated, just as telling was who didn't. Angel Reese, who famously declared that people tune in for her too, didn't even crack the list. The 2025 All-Star Game will take place in Indianapolis, and the Fever just made it crystal clear, this is their house. If you ride for Indiana, now's the time. Cast your vote, comment #FeverFab4, and show the world who owns the WNBA.
Every chance the Indiana Fever fans, every chance Caitlin Clark fans, every time they have a chance to show up, they show out. Every time they have an opportunity to support, not only do they support, they go above and beyond when it comes to attendance, when it comes to viewership, when it comes to merchandise, and now clearly, as it's always been clear, the extracurricular activities, the add-ons, the plus ones, this would really help us. This would really help you. Say no more. Please, let's try to get these girls in this is what you want? Say no more. And the Indiana Fever fans did exactly.
To truly understand the magnitude of what Caitlin Clark has done, you have to rewind the clock to just 2 years ago, before she turned WNBA voting into a national event. Back then, the All-Star voting race was gritty and uncertain. The league's top stars were clawing for every single vote. Each fan ballot felt like a swing vote. The margins were razor thin. Star power didn't guarantee top spots, it had to be earned, one vote at a time. That was the landscape before Clark's arrival. Now, she's restructured the whole game.
Caitlin Clark's leading, and we've got 4 Indiana Fever players in the top 10, which I think can be expected considering where it is that the game is being played. So I will give people a lot of credit. I think a lot of people, it looks like, voted based on basketball for the most part. And there's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player.
Take 2023, for instance. That year, not a single WNBA player managed to pull in even 100,000 All-Star votes. Let that sink in. The entire voting ecosystem was compact, almost insulated, only 8 players managed to cross the 50,000 vote mark. And at the time, those were solid, even impressive numbers. They reflected a tight-knit but loyal fan base and modest public attention. But they also revealed a ceiling that Caitlin Clark just shattered into dust.
First returns for the WNBA All-Star voting when it comes to the fan vote. Caitlin Clark, number 1, absolutely no surprise. The biggest, the best, the most noticeable, the face of the WNBA. If you had any questions about the face of the WNBA, look at that graphic right there. That's called the face of.
Fast forward to 2025, and Caitlin Clark didn't just raise the bar, she destroyed it. Her 515,993 votes in just the first round eclipsed the entire 2023 vote leaders' total 5 times over. This wasn't just a personal victory. This was a seismic shift in WNBA fandom. Her influence sparked a voting explosion across the board. 19 players crossed the 100,000 vote threshold that nobody hit just 2 years prior. Clark didn't just show up, she elevated the whole league. Suddenly, women's basketball isn't just in the spotlight, it is the spotlight.
Clark garnered 515,993 votes over the first week of fan voting. She's the only player to eclipse 500,000 Nafisi Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000. Aaliyah Boston is third, 447,000, as she should be.
If you want to grasp what Clark's numbers actually represent, understand this: her 515,993 votes signal a deeper emotional connection between fans and the sport. These aren't passive clicks. These are committed supporters actively reshaping the future of women's basketball. Her voting performance rivals totals seen in NBA, NFL, and MLB All-Star races, leagues with decades of generational loyalty. Clark managed this in under 2 seasons. Her rise isn't just fast, it's unprecedented.
Lisa Collier, number 2, Aaliyah Boston, number 3, Asia Wilson, number 4, Brianna Stewart, number 5, Paige, Kiki Iriafen, 2 rookies in the top 10, and we got Kelsey Mitchell, 7, Sabrina, 8, and Lexi Hole, 9. We got 2 rookies, we got 4 Fever players, we got 2 Liberty players, we got Nafisa Collier, a top 2 player in the league right now, arguably the best, and we got the Asia Wilson conglomerate continues to show up for their...
And she wasn't alone at the top. Nafisa Collier landed in second place with a staggering 484,758 votes, an unimaginable figure just a few years back. That total alone would have crushed the competition in any prior All-Star race. But in 2025, it was only good enough for second place. That's the kind of transformative impact Clark has had. And she's not just famous, she's producing. Averaging 19.9 points and 8.7 assists per game, Clark is turning fan excitement into real, tangible results. Attendance spikes when she plays. Broadcast numbers surge. She's not a moment, she's a movement.
But not everybody's conglomerate is showing up for their girl. Not everybody's pieces are showing up for their girl. Not everybody's stands are showing up for their girl. Caitlin Clark, 500,000. Aaliyah Boston, like we said. When we start jumping out the top 10, we got Kelsey Plum, okay. Satu Sabali, 2. And then we got Angel Reese at 13 when it comes to WNBA fan voting. Angel Reese and the Reese's Pieces continue to have more Twitter fingers than actual act.
Clark's influence stretched beyond the stat sheet and even beyond the vote tally. The WNBA's entire voting system had to evolve just to keep up with the demand. The infrastructure that once comfortably processed tens of thousands of votes had to scale up dramatically because of one player's popularity. She didn't just break records, she broke the system and forced it to grow. Going forward, All-Star voting won't be measured against past years, it will be measured against what Caitlin Clark did in 2025. She's not just a star. She's the new gold standard.
Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said, though, so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
But this story isn't just about one player. It's about a team, a franchise, a fan base. The real question became, could one superstar elevate an entire roster into all-star contention? The Indiana Fever answered that with a resounding yes. Historically, all-star voting is spread across marquee franchises: Las Vegas, New York, Seattle. Smaller market teams rarely see more than one representative in the top 10, if they're lucky. Indiana just redefined that reality.
Something that I want to talk about, on the left side of your screen, we're seeing the 2025 numbers, and then, boom, on the right side of your screen, you're seeing the 2024 numbers. Arike Ongumbowale went from a top 5 vote getter to all the way down to 34th. The jig is up. The jig is up, Arike. You have been found.
When the votes came in, the results shocked everyone. Aaliyah Boston landed in third place, with 361,018 votes. That total would have won the entire vote in 2023. This wasn't just a teammate riding the coattails of a superstar. Boston earned every vote through her own dominant performances, showcasing why she's one of the most respected bigs in the league. She didn't just show up, she arrived.
Mitchell, of course, Indiana, 277,000. Lexi Hall, 217,000. And there is Kiki Arifin, 213,500. She's averaging a double-double, a legit double-double, with a good field goal percent.
Then came Kelsey Mitchell in 7th place with 198,471 votes. A steady, reliable scoring threat for years, Mitchell's fan base finally rallied behind her in a major way. Averaging 17.6 points per game, she reminded everyone that consistency is just as valuable as hype. And then there's Lexi Hull, 9th place, 161,832 votes. Not a high scorer, not a headline maker, but the glue that holds a team together. Fans saw her value and responded. Hull is the blueprint for effort, heart, and chemistry, and the voting proved people are watching.
Caitlin Clark has 3 times the amount of votes. 3 times the amount of votes as Angel Reese. So, there you go. I suspect Sophie Cunningham's numbers are going to grow. After what we've seen, somebody said, I saw some things online about they sold $1 million worth of Sophie Cunningham jerseys, and something in the neighborhood of 12,000 all went out one day, or all got bought at one day, and it jacked up the Indiana Fever system, this, that, and the other. By the way, the Slows are pissed off about Sophie even being on this list.
All of this is happening in the perfect setting, Indianapolis. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game will be held at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, home of the Indiana Fever. Usually, host teams are lucky to get one player into the All-Star Game. But this year? 4 of them. Clark, Boston, Mitchell, and Hull will all walk out to roaring hometown cheers wearing All-Star jerseys on their home court. This isn't just an honor, it's a revolution. For the first time, the All-Star Game won't feel like an exhibition, it'll feel like a celebration of one franchise's rise to prominence.
Cunningham has got 95,116 votes as of right now. I'm going to be very interested, as of right now. I don't know if they will technically take the top. There's 24 spots, so I don't know if they're going to take the top 24. I'm assuming they will. But if they do, she would be on the All-Star team as of right now.
And the story doesn't stop at the top 10. Fever players continued to make noise throughout the top 40 in the extended voting results. This wasn't a lucky spike, it was a fan base mobilizing. Indiana fans didn't just vote for Clark. They voted for everyone in a Fever jersey. This wasn't just support, it was a full-on movement.
Angel Reese. Well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too. Except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough and what happened at LSU ain't enough and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be a...
Now let's talk about the absence that speaks volumes. Angel Reese, the loudest voice online, the social media phenom, was nowhere to be found in the top 10. Despite all the talk about how she brings in ratings and commands attention, the votes simply weren't there. Twitter doesn't win All-Star spots. Instagram followers don't cast ballots. All the noise in the digital space didn't translate to action when it actually mattered. That's the hard truth. Meanwhile, Indiana's quiet contributors saw their loyalty rewarded.
To talk a good game instead of being about a good game. This is fan voting. This is literally vote for who you are a fan of. Vote for who you're a fan of, or vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you're a fan of. Vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you think are the stars in this league. Angel Reese fans, you guys aren't fans of her? You don't think she's most worthy? You don't think she's a star in this league?
Lexi Hull is the perfect example. 9th place. Over 160,000 votes. No viral controversies. No clickbait. Just basketball. Just impact. That's what Fever fans respect. And on July 19th, when the All-Star game tips off on ABC in front of a national audience, the world will see something never before witnessed in WNBA history for All-Stars, in their own arena, representing one franchise that went from rebuilding to redefining. The broadcast will carry the sound of Indiana's fans. The Fever will own that moment. And women's basketball will never be the same again. Think about what we just witnessed. The Indiana Fever, in under 2 years, went from lottery picks to league leaders. 4 players in the All-Star top 10. Over 500,000 votes for Caitlin Clark. The host city becoming the heart of the sport. This isn't a Cinderella story. This is a new dynasty being built in real time. July 19th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse will be more than just a game, it will be a moment. A legacy. The Fever didn't just participate in All-Star Weekend. They took it over. If you ride with Indiana, now is your time. Vote for the Fever, drop hashtag FeverFab4 in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out on the rise of the most exciting team in basketball. Click the video on screen and join us for the next chapter.